If you've ever wished your old amp or speakers could stream music like the latest gear without spending a fortune, then the Arylic LP10 might just be the little box you've been waiting for. It's small, it's cheap, and it might just make your dumb system smart. Let's get it. What's cracking, audio fans? It's David here from Prime Audio Reviews, and obviously I am here today checking out the Arylic LP10 music streamer, which comes in at a price of around $99 US. So it's definitely a budget unit, and that's what it looks like. Literally fits in the palm of my hand, pretty tiny. So let's go over the build and the functionality and how it sounds, all that stuff. We'll start with the physical build. It's really lightweight, it is tiny, it doesn't feel premium in any way, but it doesn't feel like junk either. There is a little OLED display on the front, which I'll show you later. On the top of the unit, there are some touch-sensitive buttons, backlit buttons as well, and I will also show you those. Now let's have a look at the I/O or input-output section, so you can hook this up directly to your home LAN. This USB-A port is for plugging in USB thumb drives or flash drives, and it supports up to, I think, 16 gigabyte drives there, so you can play music directly from there. We've also got a 3.5mm line in and line out. Then we have an optical out, and this is interesting because it's a digital output, so you can actually bypass the internal DAC here and use a higher end external DAC, which by the way is what I was doing. And then you've got your USB-C, which is only used for a 5-volt power input. It's not for data transfer. So that is basically all there is to the unit. I'm just going to power it on now so you can see that's what the touch lit buttons look like. And that, if you can see it, that is what the display looks like. It's just booting up the system right now. And there we go. I just will mention now what comes in the box. First of all, you get a fully functional remote, which covers all the possible functions. And you get a 3.5 to 3.5 auxiliary cable, a 3.5 to RCA auxiliary cable, and you get a power adapter, which you can, if you want, use with the included USB Type-C cable. Let's just plug in my LAN here as well and see what happens. So there you have it, just like that. I'm hooked up to my home network. And now look, there have been, I'm going to unplug that. There have been a bunch of reviews already for this thing, so I'm kind of regretting on the lowdown. I'm kind of regretting taking on this project because it's kind of redundant at this point. There's so many reviews out there. So I'm not going to do a real deep dive on this one, just going to cover the basics. So look how tiny it is. It'll fit anywhere. It's really discreet. Let me go over some of the features that you get with this device. So it supports Google Cast, AirPlay 2, Spotify Connect, Tidal Connect. You can do multi-zone audio, you can do multi-room streaming. It's got a NAS input, it's got Bluetooth input, the USB flash drive input, it's got DLNA and UPnP. Oh my goodness, it's got onboard volume controls, that remote that I showed you before. So it's a pretty full-featured device. You got a lot of options there. But how do you go about actually getting sound to the device? Well, you do that via the Go Control app, which I've got open here. So let's have a little example here. I tap on music, I can go to Spotify, open the Spotify app, play the music, and if I click on the Google Cast thing there, choose the LP10, there you go. It's as simple as that. Now the audio is being streamed directly to the LP10, and as I mentioned before, I wasn't using the built-in DAC. I was actually using the optical output. I haven't got the cable in there at the moment, but using the optical output to send the signal to my SMSL RAW MDA1. Now the MDA1 has dual ES9039Q2M DAC chips, ESS Sabre DAC chips, so it's a pretty lovely little DAC, and it's got balanced output and all that, so you can use it with, I can use it, that I should say, with any of my amplifiers or powered monitors. And that just about covers pretty much everything. Like I said, I'm not going to go too deep into the sound. It does have basically a neutral sound signature, but that kind of becomes a moot point when I'm using an external DAC and using this primarily as a music streamer. So you've got the low price, $99. It's pretty easy to set up. It only takes like 1 or 2 minutes to set it up. I'm not sure if I mentioned already, but it does have onboard volume controls and playback controls. A short press of the power button cycles through the various inputs. Let's have a look at that. So you've got network, Bluetooth, line in, yeah, that's it, the three input methods. And then for outputs, you've got your analog or digital. So it is a really handy little thing. And I think for the money, it is just a really good product. It's a great value product. If you want to get more in depth in the sound and more of the features and take a deeper dive, check out some of the other reviews. There are heaps of them out there. But if you just want to buy one right now, then check out my affiliate link down below. If you use the code down there, you can get a 10% discount on it. And having said that, I'm going to wrap it up there. So thanks for watching the video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, PAR Family Audiophile style. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button before you go. And until next time, I'll see you later.